My boyfriend is an alcoholic. I don't know what to do. He keeps promising me he will quit drinking, but of course that doesn't ever work out. When he is drunk he is so mean to me, he becomes a total dick. He yells at me, manipulates me, and breaks up with me just about every time he drinks. I'm always left feeling gaslit, miserable, and heartbroken. Here's an example. Last week he got drunk and began to insult my photography. He said that it wasn't deep and I tried to explain what the photo meant to me, but he crossed his arms and started to pout, so I asked what was wrong. He said that I was getting angry over his opinion and that he wasn't going to be sharing his opinion anymore. I said that I wasn't and that I was just trying to explain my side, but he cut me off and said, "All because you want to wipe some fucking lipstick on your face." Well, I decided to leave, seeing that things were about to escalate, but I have nowhere to go. My family is 2.5 hours away and it was late, so I had to go home. I went into the kitchen to make dinner and he just stared at me with his arms crossed and then said, "You're sick of me," in an accusing tone. He started to go on a rant saying how much he hated himself, and I tried to comfort him, but then he started to yell at me and say I was just going to bring this up the next day to throw in his face. He ended up falling asleep on the couch while I was crying and asking why he was so mean. I took care of him, taking his boots off, wrestling off his pants and shirt and socks. I set his alarm, got him a blanket and laid on the couch right next to the other couch, scared that if I left him alone he may get sick and vomit and die in his sleep, a huge fear of mine with anyone who is drinking. He woke up, got sick, and started yelling at me again. We went camping this weekend and it was horrible. I have never been embarrassed of anyone I have dated, but I was so embarrassed by his behavior. I don't know if anyone in my family likes him now, because he was drunk and made a total ass of himself. I tried to stop him several times, tried to explain certain things and smooth things over, but that only caused problems with my boyfriend. I begged him to just keep quiet while he was yelling at me so no one had to know, because I felt humiliated by the way he treated me. I don't feel like I can talk to anyone who knows him because I don't want them to know about this, so I feel so freaking alone. He told me after that he was going to stop drinking, but I just got a call on his way home that he stopped to get beer. My heart absolutely shattered. Everything was perfect. I literally am so mad and sad and literally feel like I'm grieving. I don't even know why, but I feel like I've lost something that I can't even explain. I had this fantasy in my head of telling him how proud I was after he didn't drink for a week, but that's never going to happen, is it? I love him so much when he is sober. He also has 2 kids and he almost drug his 5-year-old daughter into our fight last time, but I begged him not to and I apologized even though I literally didn't do anything to him. I just apologized so his daughter wouldn't have to see her dad like that. I always cover for him with the kids, because I love them so much. I don't want to lose these kids. I don't want to lose my house, my dogs, my cats, the life I've built here. I don't want to lose the sober him either. Man, I fucking hate alcohol. I used to drink for fun, but now the smell makes me so mad and sick to my stomach I can't take more than a couple of sips, before I'm done. Please, please tell me what to do. Please someone just tell me how to fix this. I never thought I'd be in this situation, and I just need help. Comment. Go to Al-Anon. You can find them at al-anon.org. It's for people affected by a loved one's drinking, and it's full of people who have been exactly where you are and have found help. In the meantime, do not cover for him. When you act like his mom by taking off his clothes, setting his alarm, and tucking him in with a blankie, you shield him from the consequences of his drinking, such as waking up late and cold and uncomfortable. You said he was willing to draw his child into his drunken rage. Can the children's mother take care of them when he is drinking? She needs to know that he is not a reliable caregiver, if she doesn't know already. Please contact Al-Anon. I've never dated an alcoholic, but I grew up with an alcoholic parent. As cold as it sounds, the best thing you can do for him and yourself is leave him. I know you want to help him and stick by him through this, but the truth is doing so is actually just enabling him. Like, when you take his shoes off and set his alarm and make sure he survives the night, you're essentially just making his alcoholism easier on him as opposed to letting him face the consequences of his actions. When you keep demanding he stops drinking and he doesn't, but you ultimately stay, he has no reason to stop, because he can keep getting away with it without consequences. If an addict refuses help, you have to remove yourself and let them hit their rock bottom. It's hard to do that with someone you love, but staying by their side, covering their tracks, and protecting their kids, are all just forms of codependency. You have to establish boundaries to protect your own well-being. I would tell him if he doesn't get treatment for his addiction now, you're going to leave him. Then if he doesn't get treatment, leave him. Do whatever you have to do and tell whoever you have to tell to get out there. You don't have to hide this or feel ashamed of it. It doesn't seem like he's very good at hiding his drinking habits anyways. You might not be losing him, or your life with him forever. He might be able to get sober, and your leaving may even be the thing that motivates him to do so. It will be hard, but I can guarantee it will be a lot worse if you stay with him. Next story 2. My relationship of 7.5 years with GF is hanging on by a thread. I'm going to summarize as much as I can to not bore anyone. The first time we were intimate she lied to me about being a virgin and she told me part of the truth the night I asked her to be my GF. Obviously I was hurt, but I looked past it as I was in love with her and she was my first GF. Throughout our long 7 years, we had our ups and downs, especially in the first few years as she kept holding things against me and kept bringing up a girl that I was talking to before my GF, but she lived in another state so I wouldn't consider that as anything serious. There was an incident with another guy where she kissed him on the cheek while working at a pub because the guy won on the poker machine and stayed with him all night, but she assured me nothing happened other than that. Fast forward to the past few months. 2 months ago she revealed the full truth about her past, and to say I was hurt would be an understatement. I hardly cry, but I've cried about this many times. We went on a break and I spoke to my mum about it for some advice, and my mum told me to forgive her, so I gave her another chance. Since then I haven't fully gotten over it and I don't know if I can truly move past it. Whenever I'd be alone, my mind would go in overdrive and think about the lies and the guys she was with, because I know 2 of them as we worked at the same place. I would also think about all the little things she did, like hold things against me at the start of our relo. But when I'm with her, I still have some of the same thoughts, but it would go away and I enjoy my time with her. I truly love her so much, as I pictured my whole life with her and starting a family and all that. We had a fight recently and she mentioned that she's unhappy that I spoke to my mum about it because she thinks my mum isn't a fan of her anymore, even though I assured her that she was the one that told me to forgive her. I should also note that during the first few years she would talk to one of the guys she was with before me online about his problems with his GF. This guy cheated on his GF with my GF at that time, and she also followed her ex once during a fight just to make me jealous. I haven't been a perfect BF either, but I can confidently say that I have never made any mistakes like her, and I have always been the more forgiving person. I just need advice from anyone that has been in this similar situation. I am very comfortable in this relationship, but should I stay with her as I still love and care about her, or move on? We're both unhappy, even though I feel like I have more reasons than her to be unhappy, and she is the one that suggested a break and maybe even breaking up. Comment. First of all, her past is her past and truthfully none of your business. You say she has revealed the truth, but you have not told us what it is. So it's hard to comment on the way you feel. But ultimately you got together when you were both 16/17 and expected it to last forever. Sorry, but I think you are living a Disney-style fantasy. Call an end to this unhappy relationship for both your sakes and move on. Sounds like you still have some growing up to do. When you break up, which is likely if you can't let this go, you do realize that every other girl you date will probably have a sexual history. It's because of blokes having this stupid jealousy thing about how many partners their girlfriend have slept with in their pasts. that girls don't tell blokes the truth because of the very reaction you are having. What is the real problem with this? The fact she has a sexual history, or that you didn't know about it? This has been going on for 7 years now, it will never stop. If you stay with her you will spend your entire life with an unhappy relationship. Also, if you continue to forgive her lying, she will not see it as a problem and will lie more and betray you more. 7 years have already been wasted, don't waste any more.